Hi again everyone, Scott Pyre, Pop Cult Fan here, and in this video, something that I've actually been thinking about ever since the release of Evil Dead Rise was sort of talk about one specific scene in that movie, which kind of will lead into my main topic of this video. There was this, because I've seen the movie twice, and it's a really good film, it really is, and there's this one scene in the movie where, the girl with the black hair, she kind of reminds me of Selena Gomez a little bit, but a lot younger. But anyway, she opens the front door, right, and then these boys come up and they're asking her if they want to watch the Freddy movies. I liked that line because, for those of you that aren't aware, the Evil Dead franchise has had crossover comic books with Jason and Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. And yeah, there's a few comic books of those characters crossing over, and the only example of a film that crossed over was obviously Freddy vs. Jason. Freddy vs. Jason. You know, this movie, which came out in 2003, by the way. This year's also the 20th anniversary of Freddy vs. Jason, which is pretty awesome. And there's been a lot of history in regards to the director Sam Raimi and Wes Craven sort of putting little Easter eggs into their movies that sort of kind of connect them in a way. Like I think it was either Evil Dead 2, pretty sure. There was one scene where you can see Freddy's glove hanging, like I think it was like on a door or something. And then also in the original Nightmare on Elm Street movie, there is I think, yeah, near the beginning of Nightmare on Elm Street, the original film, there's a scene where they're watching the first Evil Dead, I think, from what I remember. And then, yeah, so there's like it's interesting. And then also, for those of you that also watched the Friday the 13th films, I believe it's, obviously, the Friday the 13th movie it was Jason Goes to Hell that, showed off Freddy, taking the Jason mask down to supposedly hell, and then that was sort of a tease to this movie, Freddy vs. Jason. And then I'm pretty sure there was like a scene in, it might have been Jason Goes to Hell, where they showed off the Necronomicon. So yeah, there's a lot of connections between the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Evil Dead. And it would be really cool if maybe someday they did another crossover between all three franchises. It's just, the only problem is that Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, they're the two slasher franchises that are still lying dormant as of now, compared to some of the other horror slasher franchises that are still going strong right now. Like, Chucky is still going, Scream is still going. On Halloween, even though Halloween Ends was the end of the trilogy, that was going, and they could easily do like a slasher cinematic universe akin to Marvel. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but they could do that if they wanted to, and they've already done a lot of crossover esque elements in some of these movies. And even in in the fourth Chucky movie, Bride of Chucky, the very beginning of that movie, you're in that evidence depository, right? And you see all of the characters from other franchises being referenced, like Michael, Jason, the chainsaw, that can be a reference to Leatherface too as well, but also a bit of a reference to Ash Williams from Evil Dead. And yeah, there's a whole there's like a nice little connection between all these different franchises that you can look at and see. It would be great if all these movies could cross over at some point. And I know that the Chucky movies I know the creators have expressed interest in crossing over with other killer doll franchises like Annabelle, and now even the Megan movie, possibly getting a crossover with Chucky. So there's a lot of little interconnected ideas that have been thrown out there for many years now, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to talk about Evil Dead Rise after it came out, because there's another connection to Nightmare on Elm Street in that movie, and I just can't. It would be really cool if eventually all these franchises would, sort of have a interconnected shared universe similar to Marvel. It could work, and I think that's something that they could build towards eventually. But they would need to revamp Jason and Freddy. It's been a while since there have been any, adaptations or films for those two franchises. The last Nightmare on Elm Street movie we had was the remake, and not many people like that movie. I feel like I'm like the one person that does. I like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. It's not terrible. I know not many people like that one, but I like it. And Friday the 13th, the last movie that came out was a 2009 remake, and it's been a long time. And it's just, there's been a lot of rights issues in Friday the 13th, and why there hasn't been anything new for that franchise. But it's all rather fascinating, and it would be really cool, to see a crossover. It really would be. And Evil Dead Rise, I think, is a movie that can very well realistically get sequels, and I think the director Lee Cronin has also teased the possibility of sequels, and I would definitely think that it could become a trilogy similar to the Scream movies that are being made now, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to. And I think this is a video I wanted to make, talking about the possibility of a shared universe within the slasher genre. Even though Evil Dead is not slasher, it's very much within that connected world, within that genre, and it's really cool. And Evil Dead Rises was a great film, and I'm just curious how the future will pan out for the possibility of crossovers within this genre and these franchises. It's really exciting, and we'll see how it goes. I think probably realistically, in regards to a crossover, we could get a Chucky and Megan crossover, maybe. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows? The future is mysterious. Alright, guys. I think that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.